Welcome to Crit Sandwich. On Crit Sandwich, four friends play 5th edition D&D, loosely based on our favorite films, movies, TV shows, and video games. My name is Casey Sears. To my left is Chuck Ventus.
How's it going?
Across the table from me, Robert Ponder.
Hello.
To my right, Matt Poppich.
What up?
We are here recording the episode 0 for season 7. Can you believe it? 7 seasons. Every time I know every time we do an episode 0, I'm like, wow. I can't believe we made it this far, but I can't believe we made it this far. 7 seasons. We are going to roll on a chart with our D20s for characters, settings, and plots, and we are going to create the game that you are going to hear today. The campaign that we will also be launching on the exact same day as today. Without further ado, everybody roll 3D20. Casey here. I'm going to go first. Is everyone ready?
Yep. Yes.
So I got a family. This is such a basic story. I got a family in the Forgotten Realms with the plot of The Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
I feel like that's such a wholesome, traditional D&D camp. Basically, you know what this is? It's like, hey, make a D&D game, but just rip off Zelda.
yeah.
Like
I don't see anything wrong with that. That sounds like fun.
Like
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's a solid thing, but
Mhm.
like it's not crazy. It's not insane.
Yeah. I feel like if this was our very first roll, I feel like we're more experienced with the roll chart to where we can come up with something cooler. But I feel like it would be fun, most definitely.
Totally. Matt, what did you get?
So speaking of which, I would say mine is more on the other side of things. So I got monsters, eldritch horror, shadow of the Colossus. So I feel like that would be like a big, gigantic, world-beating, destroying monsters. But that's us. The characters are that, and like we have to stomp out like heroes trying to beat us or armies trying to beat us or whatever.
Wait, well, the plot was Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah.
And the setting was what?
Eldritch horror. And characters are monsters.
Okay.
We're the bad guys.
So we wouldn't be small monsters trying to destroy giant monsters?
We could be, I suppose. My understanding of Shadow of Colossus is that and Eldritch Horror, that's kind of, those two things go combined to me in my mind that we would be the big monsters. But it wouldn't have to go that way. You could be smaller monsters trying to take down the big ones.
Right.
I don't know enough of Shadow of the Colossus, though, I'll be honest.
What is a eldritch horror? Oh, gosh.
That's the H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah.
Like tentacles and shadows and mind fuckery.
Cthulhu. Yeah.
Okay.
Chuck, what did you get?
I don't know. We'll see. I rolled Toons, Roger Rabbit as our characters. The setting is Eldritch Horror as well. But I got War of the Worlds as a setting.
That's
good.
That's good because you'd be 1920s cartoons.
I know Roger Rabbit. Yeah.
Like the characters would be cartoons. So like a cartoon world set in the 20s. Eldritch Horror would mean like awful, horrible, evil, dark cartoons or dark things would be coming into our world.
Yeah.
It's not that different from the actual plot of Roger Rabbit, except with more tentacles.
But War of the Worlds is the one that's kind of thrown me. So
alien invaders, like
it's alien invaders. So are the Dark Toons? I guess the Dark Toons are the alien invaders that are coming in and they're trying to like.
I think the Dark Toons are the alien invaders would be the Eldritch Horrors.
Yeah. What was this kind of makes me think of Kingdom Hearts for some reason. I don't know why, but what was the purpose in War of the Worlds? That's with Tom Cruise, right? Or
there's a couple, but yeah, the War of the Worlds was alien invaders came to us and basically humans kind of just survived because there was something in the oxygen that these aliens didn't know about, like the smallest bacteria.
That's right. That was the weakness.
Basically the aliens come here and they think they're going to take over the planet and then they all get the common cold and die.
Yep.
Robbie, what you got?
So for our characters, I have superheroes. Our settings is a post-apocalypse, and our plot is Logan's Run. So I'm thinking that we'll be in like a Logan Run setting, like in this little city, and eventually maybe your guys' characters would be the ones to be sacrificed for that way whatever they sacrifice people for Logan's Run. But for some reason, age. But for some reason, you guys the characters they don't get killed because they're superheroes.
Or maybe we're old superheroes and we're trying to, they're going to kill us to make room for the new superheroes. Like it's a generational thing. They're ready to pass the torch.
Okay.
Something like that.
So everyone would be superheroes then, you're saying?
No, maybe we're like a segment of the population that protects everybody, but for some reason they have to kill us. I don't know. I don't know what that reason would be. That'd be
It's
up
up to the
DM.
DM. I feel that's doable for sure.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't love any of these.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm okay. I like Robbie's the best, but I don't love it. Any of them.
Let's roll
Try
3d20 again.
Yeah.
Chuck, what did you get? I heard a loud sigh over
well,
there.
I rolled tunes again for my first one.
Oh.
So that's why I was kind of like, eh. But I rolled tunes on an alien planet, and the plot is Kill Bill. So we are tunes living in our world. I guess you could consider a cartoon world an alien planet if you were living there. And someone done us wrong. We're out for vengeance, trying to get fucking revenge against one of our tune buddies that betrayed us or something like that and left us for dead. And we're coming
So-
back to kill him.
Is this the plot of Space Jam, but we lost the basketball tournament?
Yes.
Could be sweet.
Yeah. Space Jam. Well, they're making a Space Jam 2, aren't they? Space Jam 3. When this is really, I don't know.
I didn't know that.
That's a story. I think LeBron James is doing Space Jam 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah. My God. Right?
Mother of God.
Robbie, what you got?
So our characters, we are artists, and our setting is we're going to be in the Feywilds, and our plot is Hunger Games. So this is kind of just straightforward. Like you are artists and you design certain things, and you happen to get drafted into the Hunger Games, and you will be in the Feywilds when you're there fighting for your life and killing other people. So it's kind of cool, but it's kind of almost basically the plot of the Hunger Games, I feel.
Mm-hmm. So, Casey, here, I also got artists, but I got them in the post-apocalypse, and the plot is Bioshock, which seems very just like Bioshock, because Bioshock is a bit
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of a Bioshock-themed campaign because I think that's a good world, good story, and it seems very open to what environment it'd be in. Like that really.
They fit well together.
They fit well together, but there's nothing about those three that like determine a real time and place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that's fantasy. I don't know if that's modern times. I don't know if that's our world or what. I feel like I could do something cool with that, though.
I agree. I like that one a lot. I like Robbie's too, though. The Hunger
Mhm.
Games one is in the Feywild goes well together also.
So, Matthew, what did you get?
So I got superheroes on a game show with Troll 2. So I kind of go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, I feel like the game show and Troll 2 don't mesh well.
Yeah, I was kind
I
of
thought
thinking
the first
maybe.
two were really good. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, where are you going with the plot? And
Yeah,
then
I-
you said Troll 2, and I was like, oh.
I know. I rolled those two, and then I was like, ooh, this could be good. So I kind of see this as maybe the trolls have really taken control of everything pretty strongly. There are superheroes rising up to try and take them down, but the trolls are so strong that they're like, all right, we're going to put these people in some sort of a game show to see who's going to live and who's going to die. So I don't know. I didn't love it. I like both of your guys' better, frankly.
All right, let's roll again.
All
and
right.
this time, roll each category with advantage. So write down both options and then pick one of the two.
Oh, I like it. Oh, I like both of mine for characters. Fuck. Do I get to pick afterwards, or do I have to
would
pick it?
assume so.
Okay. I can mix and match it. All right. What is Dark Sun?
It is a D&D setting where the world is in ruin, and it's like a deserty world, and it's like dark, and the magic is a lot more hard to come by. It's brutal. Matt, how would you describe it?
Yeah, it kind of takes the D&D world. So like it is an actual D&D world created, but it kind of flips it on its head. Like elves are like raiders and pirates and
That's right.
yeah, like it's kind of like taking D&D and flipping it around. Like all the things you thought you knew, you don't.
Okay. Somebody's got to remind me of the plot of Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Robbie, that one's yours, right?
Yeah. Axel Foley gets he sees a crime of some car theft guys, and then eventually finds out a whole big money making scheme, and he does it in like a theme park too.
Oh, that's the one with the theme park?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go
Okay.
with this idea because you brought up the idea of like Dark Sun is like the D&D world being flipped upside down, right? I'll just tell you my two characters that I had. I had Bounty Hunter and Time Travelers. And I kind of like the idea of time travelers. Somebody's fucking with time and they basically flip the world as we know it upside down, right? And us as time travelers, we are going after these baddies or whatever you want to call them, going back, trying to fucking stop them in correct time. So, like you said in the world, like elves are kind of bad guys, I guess, whereas in the normal world, elves are good. I guess that would kind of fall in line with like Beverly Hills Cop 3, I guess, where I had Beverly Hills Cop 3 or War of Worlds, where I guess you could take it two ways. You could say the aliens are the ones that are fucking with everything, and we're going back through time to fight them, or Beverly Hills Cop 3, like you're trying to solve a mystery as you go, and I don't know. I guess you end up in an amusement park in the end or something like that. So
Robbie, what you got?
So I feel that my characters can go either way, but these two that I glued together I really like is the setting and the plot. So the setting is a game show and the plot is BioShock. So Casey, like you said, like your path is kind of guided in BioShock. So I think like the audience watching the game show or the characters that are in the BioShock, like they're on the game show and like the audience will help direct them of where to go. Like and you get a wrench thrown at you, they can be like, "Watch out!" and like you duck or something
Mhm.
like that. So the characters I feel both work.
Wait, what are the
Uh,
characters again?
Family or rock stars.
Okay.
I think those both work. It depends on how serious you want to be. Like rock stars can be kind of funny, and then the family could be, kind of more realistic. And of course, this game show would be for basically like if you win the game show, you still get to live.
Mhm.
So I think the game show and the Bioshock I think are pretty great together.
Yeah, because it's
I do
like
too.
they're putting you into a ruined city. Like BioShock is like a ruined city, but there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
So they're like
Yeah.
watching you go through this ruined city. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like
that
that
would be
better
sweet.
than my BioShock one.
I agree. That one's really sweet.
I'm gonna put a star next to it.
Do it.
Do you guys like the family or the rock stars more?
I think family.
Yeah, I
maybe.
think family
the
goes better.
family is chosen to go into the game show. You're our lucky winners.
Mhm. And that would be I see. So like when I think of the BioShock one, I think of everyone's going to start at like level 1 or level 0, and you're going to get the mutations, and that are going to like increase your powers and like unlock stuff as you go along. Because that's a huge like the gene splicing thing is a big part of BioShock.
hmm
Matt, what did you roll?
So I got bounty hunters in the Underdark and the plot of Trimmers 2. So I'm kind of seeing us as badasses that get sent down to take out a worm that's been terrorizing a local village or something like that. And on our way, we'll encounter some Underdark denizens that are bad news.
Is
So
it Trimmers 2 or just Trimmers?
Trimmers 2. I don't know anything about Trimmers 2.
I don't
Might
know
have
anything
something
about
better.
Tremors
Tremors
is
2.
9. Tremors
I like-
2 was in the bottom where it isn't.
I think it's just Tremors. I don't know where
Oh,
the two came
Tremors.
from.
All right. Yeah, I don't either. Because Trolls 2 was right next to it, and I rolled that previously. So
Gotcha.
yeah, just Trimmers. So
Okay.
big worms. Yeah, we're going big worm hunting.
Big worm.
What
hunt
I
in the
actually
Underdark,
like
that's-
more
Oh.
is if like we're hitmen, we're going down to kill like a certain drow, but we're also being hunted by Tremors.
Mhm.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
I think works a little better.
that's very possible too. Yeah.
So like we're these badass hitmen that go into the Underdark to
Yeah.
assassinate someone while we're what's the worm thing called? Sin? Like we have those chasing after us.
So there are things called big giant purple worms, but Sin is a neothid.
That could work either way.
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
both
I like
of
the
those.
BioShock better, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will likely not be DMing this one, just FYI, because I have tests to study for. So
I rolled that we are explorers in Ravenloft, and the plot is Legend of Zelda.
that's
Which-
actually really good.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Like, so Ravenloft is the Gothic D&D setting. That's the like the Curse of Strahd book was set in
Mhm.
Ravenloft. So you're talking about like vampires and werewolves and zombies and everything like
Ravens
that.
everywhere. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
all
like it's a
that.
very dark Gothic setting, but you are going to have to go to a few dungeons, collect a few objects of, maybe 3 try objects, and grab a sword of master power, kill some big bad guy, which would be like basically it would just be Curse of Strahd. Like
Yeah.
we would just play Curse of Strahd, on the podcast mostly.
Yeah. Just grab the book and go.
Yeah, because in
which
Curse of Strahd, you have to get items that kill a vampire.
yes,
Right.
Yeah.
So this would be that, which I kind of like. I
pretty
have
cool.
run the vast majority of Curse of Strahd before, and I
You could kind of just pick and choose what you like the most for this.
I like that one.
It's good.
I'm not sure how people like
Dark.
spooky stuff.
In the original older Curse of Strahd, you could, if there was anything that was divine at all, like any clerics, any cleric, paladin, druid skills, you were SOL. You couldn't use any of them.
Yeah, you're cut off from your
You
god.
were cut off. Yep. So if you
Why?
rolled
Because
one
you
of
were
those,
in the area, you couldn't use that stuff.
so if you rolled one of those classes, you were just terrible. the whole
Generally, if
time.
you enter Ravenloft, it's like a pocket dimension,
Mhm.
and then you're cut off
Oh.
from everything because you're just in like Strahd's little bubble.
What were the
Oh, I
characters
see.
again?
Explorers in Ravenloft, Legend of Zelda.
Do you feel like the explorers would be going down there and try to explore there?
That maybe, they would just end up in Ravenloft. I don't know if they would have been like specifically reaching out for it, but maybe.
I would just think that they'd just be exploring and they just happen to stumble upon it and then they're just there and then they kind of find themselves within the story or whatever,
Totally.
Let me ask you guys: do you like puzzle campaigns? Do you like doing puzzles in D&D?
A little bit of puzzles.
A little bit of puzzles. Okay.
Too many puzzles I get bored with.
Yeah, I can only handle so much. I don't mind like one or two a campaign. I would say that's a good ratio.
The Legend of Zelda would be a little bit puzzly, but it would basically be like 3 to 6 dungeons.
Wow. You think you could knock that out in 8 to 10 sessions?
I would
Or do you
just-
think that'd be long?
I would just steal them from D&D books, but yes. So actually, why are you saying get that done in 3 to 6 sessions? This would be a longer
8 to
campaign
10,
of
I
ours.
would say probably.
Yeah,
don't
this
you
would
think?
be a
Yeah.
longer one of ours for sure.
Wouldn't a dungeon take like 1, maybe 2 episodes?
Yeah, like maybe 3 episodes each. Like
Yeah.
it's
It's a lot.
It's crazy.
Cool. I don't care. I'm just asking. Do we want to try one more, or do we feel pretty good about some of the ones we
I
have?
would keep rolling.
let's keep rolling.
Well, I don't think we've rolled that many yet either.
Let's roll with advantage again.
Escape from New York is that where the president gets trapped in?
Yep.
No.
The president's plane crashes in New York City, and Kurt Russell with an eye patch has to go there
Okay.
and rescue him.
So Escape from LA was a different movie, like a sequel to that or something.
Yep.
But it's like a
Yeah.
gigantic jail, right? Like New York.
Yes, New York is a jail in this future.
like we just send all of our criminals to New York, and they can just duke it out themselves, pretty much.
I rolled 2 really good plots, I feel.
What was the Wizardocracy? That's a submission by one of our listeners.
It's like Wizard Rule. Like
Wizard Rule,
it's a,
everything?
Yep.
Okay, that's what I figured.
It's a very magical society. All right, so Casey here. I will go first. We are soldiers in a wizardocracy, which is brought to us by one of our listeners named Aaron Ramirez. And the plot is Shadow of the Colossus. So I imagine we would be in a wizardocracy. So I would imagine the colossi that we're hunting down are maybe created by wizards or are attacking the wizardy institutions. And we would just be soldiers sent out to destroy these giant, massive monsters that roam the countryside. Chuck, what do you got?
You and I roll like the exact same thing.
That's what I figured.
So, when I made that face at you, Soldiers Wizardocracy, but switch the plot to Big Trouble Little China.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's way more fun.
That's actually really good.
So,
I like that a
like
lot.
we're soldiers, basically the same thing you said. It's a world run by wizards, and then we just get involved in some shit. I'm trying to remember the plot of Big Trouble Little China. I think like Kurt Russell's character.
I just watched it last week, so
Yeah.
It's so good.
His friend's fiance.
yeah. So
Gets
in Big
kidnapped or
Trouble,
something
yeah.
like that?
So it's his friend's fiance gets captured. His truck gets stolen. Also,
Because he's a truck driver. That's
yes,
right.
he's a truck driver.
Yeah.
So as soldiers, like some things important to you would be taken by someone who I imagine would be part of the wizardocracy, but maybe like a dark wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys, as soldiers, would be infiltrating their dungeon and their base and trying to get all of the things that are precious to you out of there.
Get him back. Yeah.
Get them back, yeah. Which I think would be, that's just such a
This is
simple
funny.
one, but it's
Mhm.
also so good. That movie that's a great movie.
It's an awesome movie.
I love that movie so
Yeah.
much. Every time I watch that movie, I like it more than the time I saw it before.
What did you watch it on?
I feel like it's on something. It's either on like Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon.
Okay.
Robbie?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Robbie, what you got?
So I got two really good ones I feel that I've glued together. So in both of them, we are characters in the setting of a game show, and the plot is The Purge. So basically, you're criminals, and there's a camera crew following you around in this game, and you're fighting other people in the game while the purge is happening. The purge is like one night a day, no crimes.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
So
feel
maybe
like-
there's just no.
so maybe you're not criminals
Well,
because you're
maybe you're generally criminals, but maybe you're fighting for your freedom, and you have one night to do whatever you want in order to do something to like gain your,
You can earn your
yeah.
freedom if
Yeah, you
you're
can-
the last person or
Exactly.
whatever. You
Yeah,
got to
something
kill
like
everybody
that.
off.
So I like this one better. This one I rolled. So we're criminals and the escape from New York. The president comes in, but we're also in the Underdark. So it's like you were a criminal in the Underdark, and some high person just happened to fall out of the sky, and the criminals have to get him, this VIP, out of the Underdark.
Wait, you said Escape from New York, but I thought you said before The Purge. I'm confused what the plot is.
Oh, so I had two really good ones, and I just
Oh, okay.
I'm
so you're
nixing
throwing out
that
both of
one.
those
This one I
plots.
like more. Yeah, I had two different plots. This one I like more. I
So
feel.
which one do you like more?
So we're criminals in the Underdark, and the plot is Escape from New York.
Okay, I could see that. I could totally see that. The only thing makes me hesitate is we're currently doing an Underdark one, so to have a second Underdark one back to back.
Yeah, the Underdark there's a lot of lore to it too. It doesn't
Mhm.
have to be in
Mhm.
that certain city.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
It doesn't.
Minzo Barons and
Yeah.
Cool. I do
Matt.
like
What you
that.
got?
I have two that go together super well, and then the third that is the weird part for me. So I got pro wrestlers with the plot of The Boys. So like there's superheroes in our world that are pretty much run by corporations, but they're like pretty much terrible people and doing whatever they want in addition to being superheroes, and it's kind of up to us to take them down. And we just happen to be, WWF, WWE pro wrestlers too. So we're strong, just not really like up to par with like actual humans that are super powered. But the setting is Planescape. So we would be, I don't know about that part.
I mean, I imagine like maybe in like the town of Sigil, like they're just gonna some sort of like a wrestling ring or some sort of coliseum
Mm-hmm.
in Sigil.
And so maybe people come from other planes that are the superheroes, like, but they're terrible people and we have to take them down.
That sounds
It's fine.
Well,
Yeah,
it'd have to be
okay.
legal
Sounds
there
difficult.
though, because that one guy that walks around there, right, would kill you if you know if she
The-
knows that you did anything illegal,
the
right?
Lady of Pain.
Yeah.
Lady of Pain.
So it'd have to like you can't
Yeah.
commit crimes unless she would kill you.
Does anyone have anything they want to like pin in the ground? Any flags they want to like set out there for like I would love to do X, Y, or Z?
The wizardocracy thing in Big Trouble, Little China. Sorry,
I would
is very
run that.
interesting.
I love that.
Yeah,
My two favorites right now, I think, are the Wizardocracy, Big Trouble Little China, and also the
BioShock.
the BioShock one
Yeah.
that Robbie rolled.
Yeah, I like those two a lot too.
I would have to watch Big Trouble Little China, but I would consider running that one too. So,
Wait,
if you wanted to be a player,
You would
so
consider running it yourself?
I would consider running it. I would have to watch it again, but let me roll one more time.
You guys want to roll one more time?
I want to roll one more time. Yeah.
With advantage or not?
I've-
I like
Yeah. I like advantage because I can pick. I hate when I get stuck with something I've already rolled.
I was ignoring you guys when you were talking about the plot of The Boys earlier. So it's people hunting superheroes, right?
So that's your characters, but
Your
that's not the so
Who are
the
the protagonists? The protagonists are
are taking down superheroes
Okay.
because the story is basically superheroes are created by a corporation and then rented out to cities. So like in the very first episode, the mayor of Detroit is like, "Hey, my crime rate's way up. I'm not going to get reelected unless I get a superhero. Will you come? Can you send so and so to help?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. $60 million per year. You got yourself less crime in your city. You can also have 10% of all royalties sold by T-shirts and CDs by that person. Like just go, like basically like the corporation is terrible. The superheroes themselves are on drugs and do whatever the hell they want. And your characters figure out, hey, this is a terrible system, and we got to bring this down.
Okay, so I rolled Toons in the modern day with the plot of The Boys.
It's pretty good.
So so that sounds great to me. So I imagine maybe the superheroes are all just like cartoon characters and they can't die because they can just like be flattened by an anvil or something. I don't know. Like it just in the most ridiculous way.
Pretty great.
I think they try and figure out what the weaknesses are.
Yeah,
of all
like
the,
their whole thing
the
is
soups and stuff, though,
right.
too. So
yeah. So you got to
to
figure out what the weaknesses of the characters, but
the superheroes are.
Yeah,
what
what the superheroes are. But you are
we are cartoons.
Yeah, the characters are cartoons. So you have to, I don't know. I feel like I love how that sounds, but I feel like I also need to watch The Boys before I would do it.
You'll enjoy it.
I need to. It's on my short list. Robbie, what you got?
So we are Transformers, Wizardocracy, and the plot is The Rock. I imagine this being some Transformers, and we get recruited by the Wizards to break into a maximum security prison to have a certain goal.
Kind of like that.
Pretty good.
I feel like the Wizardocracy doesn't have much to do with it after they get recruited, but I'd like you'd have to figure out a way to have more of the wizard rule.
What if you have like a wizard that's like gone against like the wizard? Like you could have like a council of wizards, and there's one wizard who's just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do my own thing," and he becomes the big baddie. I don't know what's that.
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
that
that's a good
actor's
idea.
name? Ed Harris, maybe.
That's
He's
a good
the
idea.
Ed Harris. So he takes him and a few other wizards, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna hold it down out here to, I don't know, like start a what was their purpose of holding the
The Rock,
Alcatraz?
they had a
guess, like,
missile with some chemicals in it, and they were going to shoot it.
That's
over
right. They were going to
California.
Well,
like you
unless
could
they
say
got
that,
what they wanted. Yeah.
unless they
Yeah.
got what they wanted. What did they want?
He wanted people to be recognized for like a secret military mission. He wanted his soldiers to be recognized.
So you could say like there's like a group of wizards led by the Ed Harris wizard who takes like a bunch of other wizards and magic casters and shit to this island to like hold it hostage, and they're going to cast a, I don't know, really powerful spell onto the nearest city or something like that, and unless like whatever the
Yeah.
demands are, I'd
And it
have to
could
watch that
be-
again. But
yeah, it can be like a demand that you could probably possibly agree with or not agree with too. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Transformers too, like you could maybe you got a spell cast on you to be able to transform back and forth to something by the wizard that gave you this power to go into the prison to defeat this other wizard. Maybe you got that like a blessing stored upon you.
well, you could just be another group of casters, right? Like druids or something like that hired it, and it says polymorphers on here. And
I feel like if you wanted to be a wizard, then you'd have to be part of the government, like the rulers of the government or something like that.
They could just be the most powerful wizards that are the ones that are ruling. I don't know. So I actually got one that I think somebody might like. We'll see. I got soldiers in Spelljammer. So Spelljammer, I believe, is like space, but like ships that fly through space, basically.
Yeah, it's fantasy D&D. It's like sci-fi, but it's very, very based on fantasy.
Okay. So I have soldiers, Spelljammer, and Pacific Rim. So yeah, so I'm thinking
Yeah.
that's where we get our like mech suits, kinda, and we are we're soldiers that are sent out to accomplish some mission. At that part, so Pacific Rim is
Yeah.
big monsters, right?
Yeah, you'd be soldiers in the Spelljammer world, and you would get a giant suit to fight other giant suits.
Yeah, and you'd be
or like
out in
or
space.
monsters. Yeah,
yeah, and you'd be out in space fighting these things.
that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that went together
Yeah.
pretty well.
Man,
I could take that one.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
would the characters be working together in one big mech, or everyone has their own mech?
Individual mechs.
I would think individual.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think from a
Individual
DM
mechs.
perspective,
All right.
individual.
like I said, it'd be up to the DM too. Like I think it'd be kind of cool to hear about three guys trying to control one robot together.
I think
I move the legs forward.
Yeah.
from a move from like a rules perspective, I think it'd be easier if everyone had their own.
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise, like, all right, you get this action, you get this, you get the bonus actions, the reactions, you get the actions, you get the movement. That sounds terrible.
Doesn't sound like fun.
Does anyone feel very, very, very strongly about DMing? I feel like Robbie is ready to DM again. It's been a while.
I got one more.
Or Chuck.
for
Chuck,
Oh,
whatever
sorry.
order
Oh,
it
shit.
is. So,
Chuck,
did
sorry,
you
I'm
roll?
sorry.
What did you say yours or?
Yeah, I said tunes in the modern world, and the plot is the boys.
So this last one I rolled time travelers in a post-apocalypse setting, and the plot is Mega Man. Time travelers travel through time. Something goes wrong. We're in a post-apocalypse world, and we have to destroy these robot bosses in order to set the timeline right and set everything back to normal.
I think that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
good.
That
you
is
have to go
pretty
back in
cool.
time to kill the 8 people that are gonna like keep everything even worse than it already is.
Yeah. So, or you could, yeah, that's true. Well, it's a post-apocalypse, so the apocalypse has already happened, correct? So, wouldn't it happen afterwards?
I think for DM's discretion, maybe you're currently in a post-apocalypse, but you go back to the good times.
Okay, I like that idea.
Mhm.
So you're
Yeah,
in the
that
bad
makes-
times. You realize something has happened. Okay, actually, I kind of like that.
Maybe-
Actually, so you realize that there is these 8. Is it 8 guys in Mega Man? Is that what it is?
Generally.
There's this team of 8 that are just fucking douchebags, and they are the reason for the apocalypse. So you assemble a team that basically has a time machine. You go back in time to stop them before the apocalypse happens, basically.
Yeah.
And you have to each time you kill a boss, I guess you would gain. Do you think that your characters would gain
Yeah,
a
that's what
special
Mega Man
ability? Because
is.
Mega Man,
Probably.
you gain
I mean,
something,
you can
right?
definitely figure
yeah.
something out.
Yeah.
And the whole reason why you're traveling to these other timelines to kill these guys is because you're getting that special thing, and you need that special thing to kill
To
the
advance
master
to
bad
the
guy.
next
you know?
guy.
Yeah. So like whoever the master bad guy is, like you need all those special things to be able to kill him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Mm.
Is that very linear? I guess, or
Yeah, but I don't think
because you
that's
would
bad.
have to.
Well, the players would be able to pick the order that they do it in.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you have to do these set 8 either. Like you can do
Yeah, it
as
can
many
be
Yeah,
six or
exactly. It'd be
4 or
4
whatever.
Mhm.
or 6 or 3 even.
All right, I think we have good ones now to pick from. Just not
I
me.
like.
Let's go
I like
over the ones that we
well, the one I just said, time travelers in a post-apocalypse setting. Fuck, with Mega Man, I like that one.
I like
feel
the
comfortable with
Soldiers
that.
Spelljammer
Soldiers
and Pacific Rim. I like that one. I said I would do that one. And then we had the
There was a Soldiers, Wizardocracy, and Big Trouble. Yeah, Big Trouble Little China
you said you would do that one.
that I thought was interesting. So,
And we had the Family Game Show and BioShock 2.
which I don't know enough about BioShock.
Explorers, Ravenloft, and Zelda, I think, was one. We can mark that off. I think we have better ones. You guys agree?
I like it, but you can kill it. It's fine.
Okay. Sorry if I jumped the gun on it.
Chuck, do you want a Dungeon Master for the first time live for our
Shit, I'm
thousands
really
of
fucking
listeners?
nervous, but I would do it. I'm ready. I want to contribute, so I'm ready to rock and roll. So I guess I feel more comfortable about the Mega Man one, to be honest.
Sure.
But if you guys are feeling more of the Big Trouble Little China, I will do research on it and do that one.
Wait, so what are the 2 options? Would be Big Trouble Little China and what else?
It
Pacific
was
Rim.
Soldiers and a
Soldiers, just
Wizardocracy and
Spelljammer.
Big Trouble Little China, and then it was Time Travelers and a Post-Apocalypse Mega Man.
Well, I mean, for the ones that you want to DM.
Those were the 3.
specifically.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Time-
go with something you feel good about.
I feel more comfortable like me, Time Travelers, Post-Apocalypse,
Mega Man. Yeah.
Mega Man.
Is that just because you haven't seen the movie?
No,
It's been a while.
It's been a
It's been a
long
while.
time since I've seen Big Trouble Little
So
China,
say
but I
the
would
Big Trouble Little China one again.
Soldiers and a Wizardocracy, Big Trouble Little China.
I think
Wizardocracy would be like you're just like we'll figure out the soldier part, but the wizards. I mean, it's all like magic and shit
Yeah.
going on in an underground like city below like another city. Or
yeah,
or
the Big
whatever,
Trouble
so,
Little China is basically like one big dungeon.
Yeah,
Like that is what that movie is.
Mhm.
What do you guys think for a first time Dungeon Master?
I know. I'm worried about you having to give us all these different skills and abilities, which always adds complexity for you. But I think you should go with what you're most comfortable with.
what do you want me to do? I'm fine. I'll do the research. So
We could also have you. We could also just end the podcast episode right now. Have you
Let me-
watch Big Trouble Little China,
I like
and then
that.
choose between the 2.
Okay, I'd be fine with that. I haven't. That's my whole thing with Big Trouble Little China. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I
would
think
wanna
after
see
you
it.
watch it, you're gonna pick that one. That's the
You
thing. Is
think
I
so?
just
I love
watched
that.
this one
I
like
remember
a week
loving
ago.
that movie back in the day, but
It used to be on like regular TV all the time. Like
Yeah.
back when
Hell, you know,
Alright.
when we started recording this episode, I did not think Chuck was going to be the DM for season 7.
Cool.
I did not even consider it.
I'm
Let's
ready.
try it.
My
See what
body is
happens.
ready.
All right, so Chuck's choice. We're going to end this episode right now, right here. You will have to turn into episode 1 of season 7 of Crit Sandwich to hear what we're playing. But Chuck is going to be running the game for his first time ever.
Gonna be okay. Don't worry.
Be prepared for some mediocre Dungeons and Dragons on Crit Sandwich.
I'm kind of excited because I don't think there's going to be bookshelves in Mega Man, so that's pretty cool.
Avoid those bookshelves.
Could be bookshelves.
No, don't have any
Big
bookshelves.
Trouble Little China. With all the wizard spells going
That's
on.
true.